he had the baby, and after the baby, born, beautiful baby, full of health, thank God. He should be here.
Well, Jose, you got your wish. He's back.
I'm back.
Back again.
Back again in the studio. New studio.
Let's not talk about the studio.
Yeah, we're rather heartbroken. But no, I'm back. I've had a 2.5 week itch. A lot of topics.
Lots been happening, man, and you've not been here to take the load off me. I have no one to give out to. I'm just walking up to people in the street and go, "Oh my God, have you seen what Mourinho said? Have you seen what's going on with Ozil?" And people are like, "Get away from me, crazy person."
Well, I'll have to give praise to the people that fell down for me. We had Jay and we had the beautiful Dara Boyd.
Yeah, Jay and Dara have been good.
They have.
Yeah, me and Dara did a MMA podcast that I still haven't got around to uploading. So
Shame.
If you're listening, Dara, it'll be up after this one. So we're back in the swing of things now. Back working on it again.
Settling. Right. So
where do you want to start?
I believe you want to start with Ozil.
It's the oldest story that we haven't talked about.
It's pretty a big deal.
Well, he's accused the German FA of racially discriminating against him because of his Turkish heritage. Now,
how founded is that, or how unfounded is that?
Well, we'll get to that, but I just want to know, because you said you got fed up reading about it because it is a bit of a mess. What do you think? Is this also just trying to deflect?
No, my first instinct was there probably is some sort of a truth to it. I don't know. I don't think... You see, he's that used to criticism anyway. He never normally makes excuses, so I can't see why he'd make one now.
Well, he got fairly heavily scapegoated after the World Cup. But what I would say, for me, is there's definitely something uncomfortable about the way he's been scapegoated again by Germany, even though the actual scapegoat should be the coach. The coach is the one who didn't bring Sané, who picked up an aging midfield.
Yeah. He
didn't have any more options up front other than the ones he picked, and it was the same tactics every time, same substitutions.
But none
of that, it was the same players come off the bench essentially most of the time, and he had no idea. It seemed like he had no idea how to break down teams. And Ozil was something created an average of 5.5 chances a game when he played. Now, creating chances and creating good chances that teammates can score is one thing.
Yeah.
But, they're two different things. But I don't think he was as bad, because it's a bit like, and we'll get to say Pogba maybe later when we're talking about the stuff going on with Jose. I don't think Ozil did anything different to what he normally does. I remember Ozil, I think, was at Schalke that he was originally at, and that he couldn't get along with the coach because the coach felt he didn't work enough. But it was like, Ozil is one of those players. It's not that he's lazy. It's just that he doesn't physically the same type of player that, say, I don't know, James Milner. He's not physically James Milner, right? He is technically amazing.
Yeah, technically gifted.
He's technically amazing, but he doesn't, he's not big. He's not bulky. He's not massively quick, but he's very intelligent. He knows how to get into positions, and he's got a fantastic left foot. He's a very, very good playmaker.
But look at his stats in the Premier League.
A huge amount of assists.
Yeah, but he gets grief. But again, he doesn't defend himself, so that's why I'm thinking maybe there is something to this, because he doesn't say anything. He just takes the grief and gets on with it. You
think about this. People think Jordan Henderson had a good World Cup.
Yeah.
And people think Ozil had a bad World Cup. They're different players. They're different type of players. Like, if you were to merge the two of them, you might get Luka Modric. You know what I mean? If you merge, that's right though, because Modric can defend. He's surprisingly strong for a small guy.
Henderson can't,
and he's a fantastic. Come on now. Henderson is a very good defender. Well, sorry, actually, it's not that he's a good defender. He covers a lot of ground. Like I said, you get the point I was making.
Sort of the track and field. But anyway, sorry.
Anyway, so, but like I said, I think at this stage, Ozil's like 30. People should know what Ozil is and not what he's not. He is not a guy who's going to run around, right? He's not. He is you might call him a luxury player. And that you have to put up with the problems he has along with the qualities he has. I don't think he's played as badly as some people do. I think there's plenty in the German team that you could point the finger at. Name one, the coach.
But name any that performed.
Exactly. None. I mean,
what stand out? Cruz because of that free kick.
And even that he was... Well, again, we know what Cruz does. And Cruz is like the metronome in the midfield. Yes. But the problem is, he can only... and I said this about Messi. Messi can only do what Messi does. He can't do what everybody else does. Yeah. And play centre-half. It's the same with Cruz. Cruz can't be the wingers, the holding midfielder, the ball player, and the striker. Like he can't be all of them.
And the goalkeeper.
The funny thing is, Germany had a perfectly good goalkeeper they didn't pick.
Yeah.
And I don't mean Karius.
No, but now he didn't play any football. Why should he be first?
They have a collection of goalkeepers. Bernd Leno, Ter Stegen, loads.
Ter Stegen played the full season. Neuer didn't play a full season for Bayern Munich.
Ulrich at Bayern Munich is probably delighted to know that his mistake against Real Madrid was only the third worst by a German goalkeeper.
Well down the list. I actually forgot about this, how far the list was, and I still constantly laugh on a daily basis about Karius.
Poor Karius.
I even laugh when I seen that Barcelona offered 12 million for Mignolet.
Well, they need a backup to Ter Stegen. Might as well be him.
Why not Karius? Is it because they see him in that Real Madrid shirt and that picture?
Maybe they're worried. Well, that's it. Maybe he helped out Real Madrid too much. They don't like him in that. Maybe they're worried that he might rub off on their German number one, Ter Stegen, who's a quality operator. They don't want him to rub off him.
Yeah. Greasy hands. Here we go.
Right. So we're back to the Ozil story. What happened, or what a lot of people are blaming Ozil, what they're doing is they're blaming the photograph he took with Turkish Prime Minister, President, whatever his role is, Erdogan. He is not a popular figure among a lot of people in countries like Germany and even in America. Not pretty much all over the world. He's not very popular. He was re-elected recently, and a lot of people think that his taking a photo with Ozil and Gundogan was all a ploy to help him get re-elected. Even then, there were still questions over whether the election was rigged or not. But
yeah,
he's not popular. He's got some really bad policies. But Ozil became an easy target after the World Cup, saying that he doesn't care about Germany. He only cares about Turkey. That's why he was off taking pictures with this very unliked politician from Turkey.
But Ozil wasn't the only one taking pictures in the German team.
Well, the one thing I'd say about that, right? Yeah, Gundogan was there.
Mm-hmm.
Emre Can was there and managed to say no to the photo. Now, there's a very good possibility that's because they don't care about Emre Can. And that's how he got out of it, because it's not like Emre Can is as big a star as Gundogan or Ozil.
I wonder what he said. He said, no, they just didn't recognise him. I was like, here, can you take our picture? He's the one actually taking the picture.
Yeah, you hold the camera. So,
stick a tenner in his pocket.
Right, so the way Ozil has laid this out is that he has two hearts, one German, one Turkish. He said that his he doesn't think about politics. He only he's only a footballer. I'm only a footballer. Woe is me. I love both Germany and Turkey. And then he basically goes on for about 3 pages in his letter giving out about the politics in Germany. So clearly he knows something about politics, but claims to not know about it when he was having this photo taken. So there's a bit of double standards there. He's clearly an intelligent guy. He's a very intelligent footballer. He's clearly an intelligent guy because he dug up quotes from the German FA president about multiculturalism from 2004. He went and dug those up. But at the start, he's just a footballer. He doesn't know about politics. He fucking seems to know quite a lot by the end of this. So the way I look at it is, he's not happy. He shouldn't be getting scapegoated, one. However, what he said, blaming the German FA for not protecting him enough and him feeling racially discriminated because he's Turkish, I'm not. I think he's pushing it a bit.
I think they're pushing on both sides.
If there is actual discrimination, and that he's claiming he doesn't want to get involved in politics, he clearly knows a lot about politics. Like he was well aware of what was going on in certain.
Did he write that letter, or was it drafted for him?
Who knows? But
yeah,
it's a weird situation, and like I've often said, your national identity, like we being Irish and having people say who grew up here, who may be born in England, or people who have Irish parents who are born in England, we all know them.
Yep.
And it's a personal thing.
Yep.
Like, so say one person, like my cousins that grew up in England, they feel very much 50-50. But another person might feel 60-40, like you lean one way.
But it's up to the person themselves.
Your national identity.
Yeah, you know what you feel yourself.
The thing is, if we just want to talk about the scapegoating of Ozil for the World Cup, absolutely not. He shouldn't be scapegoated. Jogi Löw should have been. Uli Hoeneß, the head of Bayern Munich, coming out and giving him mad.
Why is he throwing his foot when he's down?
The best bit is someone suggested this actually, and I can't remember who it was, that he's doing that to distract from the fact that Bayern have previously been known that they would quite like Jogi Löw as their coach, and so this is a way to distract.
Siding.
They're kind of distracting from the fact that Jogi Löw should face some questions, and the fact that they let Jogi Löw stay as coach.
I think that's more criminal than anything else.
That's the worst part. It's clearly his fault. Like, I watched the preseason game Liverpool versus Man City, and I watched Sané scream past the entire Liverpool defence so fast. He was so fast. Like, I mean, he gave a couple of yards to Van Dijk, and Van Dijk's quick. And it didn't matter that Van Dijk was going full pace. He is just so fast that a ball played in behind. He got to it first, and he didn't even think. It wasn't like Raheem Sterling getting in behind the defence and then stopping to have a wonder what to do. It was, I don't even think he took a touch. It was literally once he got into sync with the ball, he rifled it past the goalkeeper and into the net. And you're just thinking, God, Germany could have done with that in the World Cup.
But this is the thing, we actually spoke about this when we were previewing the World Cup, because he was one of the major absentees out of all the squads. And we're like, hold on a second, this young fella had a fantastic season. He got Young Player of the Year.
Why
isn't he going?
And he has a unique set of talents.
But there, when Germany are spending 60 minutes passing the ball back and forth across the game, would they not have loved to have somebody like that on the left flank to kind of go, here, whip that ball on the Muller's head?
Or at the very least to just go, well, we can pass all we want, but they're not moving. They're 10 men in front of their goalkeeper. We need to actually go past players.
Yeah.
How about we give it to the one player who's good at going past players?
Yeah, Germany.
We could go on. Whole podcast on them. Yeah, let's do it now. Let's go right now. Right, so that's my 2 cents on Ozil. I think Ozil is his whole like, oh, don't bring politics into this when he brings politics into it himself. There's double standards there, but he absolutely should not be getting scapegoated for Germany's.
He shouldn't get scapegoated because at the end of the day, you said yourself there 2 months ago, Ozil's 30. We all know him. We all know what he's like. Germany took him. So they knew what to expect.
But exactly,
did he let the whole team down?
I think everybody watching, they give out about the way he plays. He is never going to become Luka Modric. He's never going to become James Milner because he's not that type of player. Just like Paul Pogba is not going to become Roy Keane just because you really, really want him to.
Yeah. But this is it. Is Ozil at fault for Mexico beating Germany? I don't think so.
No.
Is Ozil at fault even for Japan beating Germany?
It was South
Korea.
No, but the coaches.
Yeah.
It's clearly the coach. And you know
the buck stops there.
2 people are responsible for the Mexico-Germany game. One is Jogi Löw, and the other is Osorio, the coach of Mexico, because he figured them out, and everyone else was like, well, now we've been figured out.
Would it be possible that the only reason Ozil is getting scapegoated is that Germany won the game that he wasn't playing in? He didn't play against Sweden.
Well, think about this, right? So, in their Confederations Cup, was it the Confederation Cup, the Centenary Cup, where they beat Mexico 4-1?
With the young boys.
With all the young boys.
Yeah.
So they had guys like Leon Goretzka playing in central midfield, as the guy.
It's the Schalke fellow, isn't it?
Yeah, as the guy bomb forward. He got one game, and that was the South Korea game, and he had to play right wing. He's not a right winger.
No.
And I'm just sitting going like, just like you should have picked him in midfield with, say, maybe even like they didn't bring Emre Can because he was injured up until the very last game of the season. But at the same time, you want a more mobile holding midfielder than, what do you call the guy who plays Juventus, whose name's completely gone from me?
Khedira?
Yeah, so Khedira looked, he wasn't like he normally provides the physical stuff in the middle of the field.
But he's pushing on a bit too.
Exactly. Well, that's it. Surely you would have thought, well, maybe a guy like Emre Can would have been better. Or better yet, just play Kroos and Goretzka together and have Goretzka cover the ground for him.
But having Goretzka on the wing as a central player, would you not think that maybe the coach has lost his mind?
Well, like,
I mean, it was the last World Cup he was scratching himself and smelling his hands and stuff.
Goretzka's best attributes a lot of the time, because he has played as a hold midfielder occasionally, but he's a bit like Michael Ballack. He's not the same kind of player. He's probably quicker and more mobile than Ballack.
Yeah.
But his best attributes are either getting on the ball and picking passes or bombing forward. And bombing forward from a central position. Collecting the ball high up the pitch when the other team is sitting deep. It's going to do nothing for you. But if you're putting crosses in to a small striker, what you would love to have is a central midfielder who's about 6'2", bombing into the box to help him get on crosses. Except for Germany picked him on the wing to be the guy putting in the crosses. And you kind of go like...
Maybe they
seriously,
some
man,
sort of logic to it.
A whole podcast we could do on the problems Germany had.
We've just spent 16 minutes chatting about Mesut Ozil in Germany.
I think we got to stop it there and move on to our next topic. And it's a topic you
dark
like.
outside. No, I don't like.
Topic.
I don't like. I'm not happy.
I'm going to talk to our number one fan and the guy who introed this podcast.
Ozil?
Ozil?
He wasn't happy. He's not a happy boy. Hopefully me being back on the pod might bring me smile to his face.
Maybe that's the fix. You being back on the pod. Alright.
But where do you want to start? It's the same old. You see it. Where are we starting this?
Is this a copy of the Chelsea final season?
It looks like it.
He's building a narrative to blame the board.
Yeah. It's basically what I want isn't happening. I'm not getting what I want. We're going to fail. And when we fail, I'm putting out now that we're failing because of you. So don't blame me in 6 months' time when we're sitting fucking 16th in the league. You know, he's carbon copy. He hands his list of players that he needs or wants, or both, to the board. Go get. And they've done it in the past. I'm sure Pogba was on that list. I'm sure Ibrahimovic was on that list at some stage.
Someone said it's about 400 million he spent.
Oh, easy, yeah.
And the problem is they don't want to spend any more because one of the things that they think is going on with the board is the board don't want to spend any more on the off chance that he leaves halfway through the season because that's his habit. And they're left with a team full of 29, 30-year-old expensive players that a new coach comes in with a different thought, doesn't want them. And this is something that you might have heard on, I don't know if you listened to the second cabins on Monday. Ken already brought up. One of the things he brought up that one of the reasons that Liverpool were able to sell Coutinho for so much money was because of the way the team played and the way that he played within the team.
Yeah.
So Man United are prepared to sell, say, Martial. But no one's going to bid that much money because he's never played well in the last 2 years.
No, he
part of that,
but not consistent.
Part of that's the system, part of that's the player. But if you want to get the most out of a player like that, you've got to get the team playing well and playing for him.
You see, I don't think that team's going to play for Mourinho. There's just something that's not right. I mean, don't get me wrong, when we had David Moyes and you had Louis van Gaal shoved in your face.
Long ball Louis.
Whenever Mourinho stepped up, it was, he was United's rescuer. And to be fair to him, he's lifted a couple of trophies. He's took us back up to second in the league.
But is he just brought them back to where they should be as opposed to made them better?
He has made them better.
Yeah, it's like returning to the medium.
He's bringing them back up from where Moyes first dropped them. Van Gaal didn't do it. Mourinho took him a season, but he kind of, it'd improve, not to where we feel we should be. I don't know, is it the fact that the gap between United and City last year was so much, and he's put pressure on himself? Because did he not say it would take 3 years to win the title?
He did, I think.
So this is his third year, and they haven't spent the money.
Well, he has said he would quite like to manage both Portugal and PSG. But PSG have a coach now. Well, what's funny? It's Tuchel tends to follow with people too, so he might be out of PSG in a year or two. Mourinho might have a chance to get the job then.
Mourinho will be gone into the season regardless. But something tells me, if the United board have any sense, go on YouTube, take a look at 3 years ago, see carbon copy, interviews, complaints, and then watch how Chelsea's title defence season unravelled pre-season into the first game. Remember the first game?
Mm-hmm.
There was a 2-2 draw at Swansea at home.
Mm-hmm.
Courtois sent off.
Mm-hmm.
And just fell to shit after that. When he left, there was 9 defeats, sitting 16th. Players wouldn't play for him. John Terry wouldn't play for him. And John Terry was, wearing Mourinho masks on stage.
His best friend.
Yeah, butt buddy or whatever it was. I don't know.
Maybe it was...
I seen that twinkle in your eye. Don't go there. I don't know. As a United fan, I'm concerned because every season, regardless whether it's realistic or not, you start off with the utmost optimism. This could be your year. Every year,
especially if you're a Liverpool fan.
Yeah, like I would say, majority of teams would have a target, an optimistic target. Like even last year before, you think, right, this is our year. Not even to lift the title, but a title challenge to go the whole way to April, May. And we're 1st of August. We're 9 days away from the transfer window closing?
The bare minimum that most fans want to see from their team is an improvement in last year.
Yeah. And
they want the coach to give them hope that they're going to improve. Whereas what United have got is a guy saying that this is not good enough. That, like, when he came out and he said it after the Liverpool game, before the Liverpool game, that this isn't his team. And I was like, well, yeah, they are. You're the Man United manager, they're Man United players.
But how would they feel? Like, you like sort of Ander Herrera and who else played that game? I can't even think now. Sanchez.
Mm-hmm. Herrera.
There's a lot of young fellas there too.
Scott McTominay.
Yeah. But there's your example. Scott McTominay, young fella, full of promise. But there,
the Dutch centre half. His name's gone in my head.
Dutch. Just can't think myself now.
No, it was Crystal Palace last year in loan. Why is his name in my head?
Why is it in my head?
He's one of my favourite buys in FIFA.
It's that time of the evening to get that Monster Energy drink. It's the only time we're doing it for free. I don't know. It's come out today. Somebody has reported that United have made contact with different people over the possibility that Mourinho will walk or pushed, either or. Top of the list apparently is Zinedine Zidane, who's a free agent after quitting Real Madrid. So I think it was a conversation had, whether it's official or not, I don't know. Didn't really admit that it is anyway. Whether Zidane would walk in if Mourinho was to walk out.
What do you think? Would he suit?
I don't know. Is he proven? Like, I know he done 3 back-to-back Champions League ones with Real Madrid, but then again, look at that Real Madrid team. Mm. Could you or I have walked in that Real Madrid team and took them to 3 Champions Leagues?
I reckon I could get 2 of them anyway.
Yeah, you gotta be happy with 2.
Yes. Fosu Mensah is who meant Fosu then.
For that silence of Sean for a while there, he was actually Googling.
Gotta know.
It's gonna annoy him otherwise. Zidane, the one thing that I would like about him is the way he plays football is attacking football. Would he get the best out of the likes of Luke Shaw, Paul Pogba, Anthony Martial, Lukaku? Of course he fucking would. If he walked into the dressing room, I would fucking play like a star.
I think you
know what I'm getting at?
I think what Zidane did at Real Madrid, or what I've heard he done, was that he went to the players and he just told the players not to worry. And
just play football? Just
go play football. And, he tells the defenders, just go defend, the midfielders to play, and the strikers just go. Or like he was very much he makes it very simple for them.
But they looked happy.
He's generally happy, apart from Ronaldo, who never looks happy.
No,
but they look happy. They look, he just tends to take it makes it easier on the players. Now, Carlo Ancelotti did that, had a similar effect on the Real Madrid players, but he doesn't last very long in any place he goes.
No,
it's the one thing you gotta. Although, let's be honest, in this day and age, does any manager last anywhere?
No, Mourinho's 3 seasons and out.
Yeah,
I wonder will he finish the 3rd season.
That's it.
But that's the thing, the bookies have him odds-on favourite to be gone first.
Yeah, I've seen some people suggest that he could be gone by Christmas. If the season doesn't start well, he could be gone by Christmas. But because it tends to, like you said, just like his last season at Chelsea, it was a downward spiral. When it started with this kind of talk. And the thing is, a couple of wins at the start of the season could change everything. But with players at the World Cup coming back late, there's always a chance the team starts badly. The whole thing could be a giant collapse, or everything could just fall into place for them.
You see, the last 2 seasons they started very well, like they won the first 5 games in each or something like that, and then they fell to shite.
Mm-hmm. Inconsistency.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not optimistic. Leicester at home, opening game next Friday night. That'll tell the tale for me. But I think I don't. Pre-season form doesn't interest me. Getting hammered by Liverpool and then beating Real Madrid, there's no ups or downs for me. The guys get a runabout. That's what I did.
Yeah, pre-season only really tells you very little.
No. And Sanchez had a blinder game last night. But will he do it again? Hopefully. Fucking very hopefully. He was missing last season.
Who were the centre halves he was up against for Real Madrid?
I wasn't in the first choice.
I think it was Llorente was one of them. He's like the 5th choice centre half.
There was no Varane or Ramos or none of them. But guys, I think Nacho was on one of them. There's one stage.
I think Nacho's still on holidays, isn't it? You know what? He could be. I didn't even look.
I think he got like a 5 rating. Bale got a 5 rating too. These guys don't care. They're still coming off their Champions League hangover.
Well, have you seen Real Madrid in the first half of last season in the league? They looked like they didn't care till Christmas.
Yeah.
So them losing a pre-season game means nothing. It means less than nothing.
Champions League hangover. All that partying with the likes of Ramos and Varane and Karius and
oh
yeah,
good times.
I think that's all I want to say on it for now.
Yeah, once the transfer window closes, and the transfer window closes the Wednesday, is it?
Next Thursday.
And you're playing on the Friday?
Yeah.
Well, you're not playing, Man United's playing.
But no, team sheet in. I have a chance.
Until he names the team in there beforehand, you have a chance. Right up until then, you're thinking about it.
I know. I listened to a pod this morning now, and they were wondering what jersey Harry Maguire were wearing on the night, but I can't see him going. I can't see him leading Leicester to what he needs. I can't see him leading Leicester at all this season. I mean, look at Leicester with Mahrez and City. Was it 2 or 3 seasons they were after him, and they just weren't selling. That was in it, and he didn't go in over.
Well,
until
that's
now.
it.
So why would they sell Mahrez for, was it 60 million?
Yeah.
£60 million. So they're hardly going to go and sell Maguire now, especially when Schmeichel's linked with 3 dozen teams.
Right, so let's move on from Mourinho.
Please.
It's time for transfer talk.
Everybody's got a price. Everybody's
I
gonna
love
pay.
transfer talk,
I
right?
love transfer talk.
So what's just hit us here is that Man United have cooled their interest.
In
Harry Maguire.
oh, I just said that.
Nice. And they've switched their attention to Yerry Mina. Yerry Mina would be a brilliant buy for Man United, says me.
A Liverpool fan.
Right? Why would he be a great signing? What's the thing that Barcelona fans were worried about with him because of the very few times they saw him? Was he didn't have a lot of pace. Now, I watched them in the World Cup, and Colombia, apart from the England game, didn't play like a deep line. They played fairly high up, and he didn't seem to have too much problems. But he was partnered with Davinson Sanchez, who I think is a bit overrated right now. He'd probably be good when he's older, but I still think he makes, every centre half makes mistakes, no point. But Davinson Sanchez is a great athlete. Mina is a great centre half already. And the reason I think he'd be really good for Man United is because Man United don't really play high line very often.
No, not really.
He's good on the ball.
Mm-hmm.
He's brilliant at set pieces.
He was their top goal scorer, wasn't he?
Top goal scorer.
Falcao up top.
What he's good at is defending set pieces. He's good at attacking set pieces, and he's decent on the ball. They don't need to worry so much about his pace when Man United play a nice tight defensive line that sits a little bit deeper. He should be well protected with the midfield. He seems, and you know what? He's cheap. He's going to be about 30 million.
That's what, half the price of Maguire.
It's only because Barcelona don't really want him, but they just want to recoup the money. In fact, I thought.
Where did they buy him from?
They bought him from Palmeiras in Brazil, but they only bought him. They bought him and then they left him away there for 6 months, and they brought him back in January, I think. But he didn't have a good time in the few games he did play. But in the few games he did play, it was when Barcelona had the league wrapped up, and he was playing with Vermaelen, and Vermaelen's so badly destroyed by injuries. They were both rubbish. But I thought in the World Cup he showed the quality of player that he was.
I wonder, are they actually interested in signing them? Or is this United playing the media to get Daniel Levy to shade himself and drop the price for Toby Alderweireld?
Just on this, well, I know you don't want to bring this back up, but one of the other things I heard suggested is that Man United want players who are going to raise their profile even more. Star names. Harry Maguire is a big name in England right now because of the World Cup.
Yeah.
He's a bit of a internet meme. You know, he'll get a lot of internet traction.
Yeah, the pass up that on a few times.
Yerry Mina and Alderweireld won't. Alderweireld is, I would assume, is the defender he wants.
He's the first choice, but
What
Mourinho,
Mourinho,
50 million for what, a 30-year-old?
what Mourinho has named is guys who both are three players. I think of the 5 players in that list are Alderweireld, Willian, Perisic. They're all near and around the 30 mark.
He wants established players.
He wants players that are already finished, that are hard-nosed, experienced, and have, are used to winning games. He doesn't want to develop a player. He wants a player that's just going to come in and be done. The problem is, every time they've looked at these players, they quoted 50 million. Mourinho would happily pay 50 million. He doesn't care. It's not his money.
Chelsea won
Right.
70 million for William.
Yeah.
He's 30
So,
end of the year.
well, I think Chelsea might just be
Pricing people out.
because of the whole Matic thing. Why did they sell Matic? Like, that was just stupid.
40 million. Cheers, lads.
It seemed like a good idea at the time.
Where you now, Conte?
Poor Conte. He
Fuck all.
was like, oh, we bought Bakayoko
like him.
and
Conte.
we've sold Matic for 40 million. All right, that's okay. Like, did you sell him to Juventus or something? No, we sold him to Man United. Mamma mia! I can just imagine that's how it went.
You were off the touchline, jumping and screaming. You probably could actually edit that. Get like a bit of footage of him celebrating one of the goals and jumping and squealing and just voice it over.
I don't edit things. What are you talking about?
I never said you did. Well, anybody listens to our pod knows that obviously I edit fucking none. Yeah, I'll edit that. Pods live. Oh, that's how we listen to Zero Sound. Oh yeah, look, there's me talking about editing that.
That's it. We're not picking up the fan in the background noise. Let's go. Upload. Job done. Alright, so what do you think of the Yerry Mina possibility?
Improvement on Jones, improvement on Smalling. Yeah, thumbs up. Quite honest. Anybody's an improvement over the like some two boys. Thumbs up. I'll take. At the minute, I could name 10 players we could fucking deal with.
Yeah.
It's just the back line we're lacking so badly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're going to start the season now with Ashley Young and Valencia. Two boys are pushing it. What, they're 33 years of age? Like, I know I'm 33 years of age, but I'm not fit to fucking play 38 games a season.
Dare I bring up Mourinho complaining about Valencia's professionalism? No, come on. Valencia.
Because he had a burger and he was away.
Oh.
That's a fucking time. Here, let's get away from United. What's next?
Would you like to talk about the possibility of Luka Modric going to Inter Milan?
Yeah. Bollocks. Why Inter Milan?
Because they have a lot of money.
What is he, 32?
Yeah. They have a lot of money.
He's still got a full contract. I don't understand why United, Chelsea, like, he could name fucking how many top teams in Europe. He's going to win the Ballon d'Or this year. If he doesn't, we riot. Don't we?
Me and you.
Yeah, we fucking riot.
Like I said, we both agree he's the best central midfielder going at the minute. Do you know what? If they are actually serious about selling them, either this is another sign that the coach has no control over the transfers at Real Madrid, or Lopetegui has sanctioned this, and Lopetegui is insane. Because why would you give away one of your best midfielders?
The best midfielder across Europe at the moment, if not the world. But how much would he go for in this market? 32 years of age, just done what he's done. 3 back-to-back Champions Leagues, took Croatia to the final on his shoulders.
Well, based on the fact that Inter Milan have a truckload of money, 40 million.
40 million for a world-class midfielder?
Yeah, but you forget it. This isn't Premier League team spending the money.
I need to turn my phone off. People keep ringing me while we're recording.
I don't think anyone noticed. I can always edit it out now.
Yeah, edit. Pretty sure I won't hear me speaking about editing tomorrow when I listen to this again. And again, the phone keeps ringing.
Do you want to answer it?
No,
while we're recording?
I've hung up on him. He don't listen to their podcast, so
He doesn't get on there. Yeah.
no.
Right, so Modric, you think it'd just be...
I think if Modric is going for 40 million, then half the Premiership should be in for him. That's the half that can afford him. Actually, speaking of affording, what is going on with Newcastle? In terms that there seems to be some sort of standoff between Rafa and Mike Ashley.
When is there never... That's been that way since he joined.
Yeah, but I listened this morning and they were going into... These guys were discussing a bit more in depth. And basically what they're saying is Mike Ashley has promised Rafa a war chest of cash if he signs his contract.
What's his definition of war chest? A fiver?
God knows. We'll buy him a ton of Monster. So Rafa is unwilling to sign a new contract until he sees some money being spent. Now, they've sold... No, we are chatting about transfers. What do you call them? Sir Rainboy went to Fulham there this week.
You know, Michel Sarri? Oh, sorry, Mitrovic.
Mitrovic, that's his name.
No, they got like 20 million for him.
Yeah, and apparently Rafa's not seeing any of that money.
Here's the best bit. They bought a 3 million centre half in Fabian Schär, decent centre half, but they bought him with the 7 million they got selling their centre half Chancellor Mbemba. So, where's the other 4 million actually?
But this is it. Like,
the
Premier League teams get 100 million in TV royalties for being in the Premier League straight off the bat, right? Now they reckon that the player's wage at Newcastle comes to 100 million, which is very convenient. But okay, we'll go with that. So he won't have enough money to spend. So where is all the revenue coming from? Match days, merchandise. I'm sure there's other streams of revenue that we can't think of here at the minute. But Raf has no money, and there they got 20 million for Mitrovic, and Rafa's not getting that 20 million.
There's a reason that you bring Rafa Benitez into your club, and it's his ability to work with shit players or average players. When you put Rafa in a Real Madrid situation, he doesn't like it. When you put him in a situation like Newcastle, he has thrived with a crap team. Now, he is unhappy because he can't bring them any further forward, but at the same time, Mike Ashley's counting on the fact that Rafa likes it there. And I don't think he even likes being Newcastle. It's just that he still lives in his house in Liverpool, and Newcastle's a couple of hours up the road from them.
But surely there's only so many foot rubs and compliments you can pay the guy to keep him happy. You're going to have to, get the man what he wants every now and again. Well, he got them to 10th last year. Newly promoted. Didn't he?
Yeah.
So, if you were to throw him what ballpark figure
Don't
again?
forget with Mohamed Diame and John Shelby as their standout centre midfielders. So much so people wanted John Shelby to go to the World Cup.
I actually want them to go to the World Cup.
He wouldn't have been a terrible idea. He's a very different midfielder than what they have.
Jordan Henderson. So,
he would have been a good partner for Jordan, you're right.
Yeah.
Because it would have been someone to take the ball off him.
Yep.
And say, here, I'll show you how to pass it.
Go run that way.
It is as complicated as you think, Jordan. Watch this. God love Jordan Henderson. Did I tell you the story about his holiday?
No.
I'll tell you, sorry. So, God love Henderson. After the World Cup, Liverpool's pre-season has started. He calls up Jurgen Klopp and says, Jurgen, I'll come home early. Maybe I'll just take a week. I'll come back. Training's going right now. I've been watching the video of James Milner at 32 outrunning Fabinho and Naby Keita training. I want some of that. I want to get in there too and get back into trade. Jurgen's like, no, look, you've had a long season, you've had a World Cup, you stay on holiday. So you stay there, I'll make do with my 250 million central midfielders.
Suppose he gave an extended holiday, did
He gave him an extended holiday. Here's the best bit though.
To Christmas.
Jurgen Klopp, the next day, turned out that Trent Alexander-Arnold called him and said the same thing. Trent was allowed to come back a week early. Poor Jordan. Jordan and Dejan Lovren are both going to miss the start of the season because they've both been allowed extended holidays. But Trent is coming back a week early.
But Lovren's one of the best defenders in the world.
He is.
Self-proclaimed.
Hey, look. He got to the World Cup final.
And the Champions League final.
I love Dejan. He's got heart. You got to give him that. He's got heart. I mean, not a lot of brains, but heart. Have you seen? Oh, there's a video with him and his brother. You know his brother's a footballer. He's a winger for Dusseldorf.
Right.
He's very young. He's only like 20, 21. But there's a video of the two of them on the beach or something at the start of the summer, or it was maybe a while ago. But and it's they're both there in their shorts, just showing off the bods.
Yeah.
And he's like, Dejan's like, brother versus brother. We're gonna see who's better. So Dejan lines up. Another brother is I think is Davor. He's obviously the winger, so he's got the ball. He's gonna try and get past Dejan. And literally, as soon as he takes a step, Dejan runs forward and fucking side kicks him in the ribs, like something out of a Chuck Norris film, and takes the ball off and then goes, "What have you got? Nothing." That's how you should defend all the time, Dejan. He just boots his brother in the ribs. Oh, it's a brilliant video. I'm sure it did.
Self-proclaimed best defender in the world. 2 finals. I hope his home's a silver collar coded.
Let me ask you this. Based on his form throughout the World Cup, name me 5 centre halves better.
Based on the World Cup. But that Croatian team looked like one unit. I'm really not going to give him any praise. Even yourself was like, right. He's percentage based. Let's see what side we're going to get now.
Here, come here. Just watch this, right?
Okay, yeah. He is basically up and kicked him in the gut.
That's his little brother.
What a gobshite.
Hey, look. That's those creations for you, man. They're different. They're different breed.
Different breed, alright.
Savages. They had a brilliant World Cup. I was disappointed that they lost, but I suppose the French are the better side.
Transfers.
Have you got any transfer stories outside the what the fucker is Lopetegui thinking selling Luka Modric?
What do you call him?
Max Meyer is
Meyer,
on his
yeah.
way to Crystal Palace. That's an interesting one.
He had the world at his feet at one stage.
He
Full
could be
of
in his
promise.
fancy football transfer pickup.
Yes. Yes.
We'll get into that.
We will have a fantasy football league for the pod. Head to head. We're going to hit Jay and Dara up as well. It's going to be probably very ridiculous, but enjoyable.
So Newcastle tried to buy. We're talking about Newcastle. Newcastle went back to buying. I went to buy Rondon. Rondon looks like the perfect sort of.
They're looking to loan him. They don't want to buy him. They want to loan him for the season.
And West Brom are like, "Are you mental?"
That's the thing. They don't even fucking fork out what 3-4 million to buy him from West Brom now in the first
Even
division?
if it was 10, they just sold the striker for 20. Like they have the money.
Yeah, but by the time the shareholders get their dividends, I think that's what the fucking club is more about.
How many shareholders do they have?
Oh, God knows.
Let's talk about Fulham's impressive transfer window because I
They
think it's
have
brilliant.
done well. And Wolves.
One of the best bits of business, and now the transfer window's not over, but it's looking good. One of the best bits of business that they've done is there's been no talk about Ryan Sessegnon going anywhere.
Oh, he's not going anywhere. He's been to the Premier League. Why would he leave it now? He better get in the first season under him.
So what is he, 19? Is he even 18? 18? But so
There's
they've
talk of him since he was 16.
They've kept hold of him. They've added Jean-Michel Seri. Now Jean-Michel Seri's got supposedly a medical condition. Maybe that's why bigger teams didn't get him. But at the same time, that's a quality centre midfielder.
But he was linked with the likes of Barcelona and Chelsea at the start of the season.
There was something about Nice managed to keep him away from Barca when Barca tried to buy him last summer or last January, I think it was. And the other thing is they're bringing in Alfie Mawson. Looks like he's almost guaranteed to go there. Who's decent centre half. He was one of the only good players at Swansea at the end of last season, so that'll be improved defence for them. And of course they've got Mitrovic, who was brilliant for them on loan last year. Mitrovic could be a really big player for them because they play a front three and he plays that kind of hold up role to bring players in. You know, bring the rest of the team into the game. They play nice football.
Yeah.
But more importantly, he's really, really dangerous from corners and he's really, really dangerous from crosses. Like he's a very good aerial player. Yeah, so that's that. Then we go back to the Rondon stuff. Yeah, West Brom were just like, Newcastle, you're being dicks. We're pulling out of this. And poor Rafa. You got to feel for Rafa.
You see, I never liked Rafa, but
You can see what he can
I
do.
do feel for him, yeah. Actually, I would like to see what he do in Newcastle if they threw him a few
Well,
quid.
funny enough, like you said, you feel for Rafa because you know what he can do with an average team. He can get them organised, he can get them in that position. I actually feel for Jose Mourinho. Right?
And Mitrovic to Fulham, 22, rising to 27 million with add-ons.
Yeah.
And he's not getting any of that money.
Yep, it's disgraceful. Like I was just saying, like I kind of feel sorry for Mourinho because the club don't want to buy the players, so they don't want to pay the money for the players Mourinho wants because they're worried about the long-term effect of it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you're worried about long-term effect instead of short-term performance, you shouldn't hire Jose Mourinho in the first place.
No, because look at the situation with Martial, for example. Would Martial not be worth more for the next 10 years than what these 30-year-olds are worth now for William for the next 2 or 3 years?
Yeah, and what you wanted was to bring in a guy who's going to get the best out of them and develop them. But Mourinho's never been about developing players.
Martial's
Never.
2-footed, he can play right wing as well.
Yeah, but like I said, like you wouldn't like if you want him to bring in players to develop into stars, don't do that. That's not Mourinho's about. He's never been about it. You want him to win, and you want him to win now. So you back him. If you're not going to back him for the players he wants, there's no point in being there. And I think he knows that, and that could be why he's being like he is.
A petulant child.
Well,
Petulant, I won't use that word because it was actually our own DB said it to me yesterday. He's been petulant. Actually, Dara had a wee rant at me yesterday about it.
Good old Dara. Tell
Yeah.
Dara to record his rants. I'll stick it in somewhere.
Oh, he's a feisty fucker when he gets going.
Why doesn't he do that when he's in the pod?
He's gonna poke the beast next time he's here. Just keep, you go on
I'll
side
find
with the other.
some,
Just
I'll find some
Dara.
We'll find some
Dara.
trigger words for him.
Get him all hot and feisty.
Moist. That's such a good trigger word, isn't it? Like, just works with everyone.
Next.
Speaking of people who played well at the World Cup, Denis Cheryshev could be leaving Villarreal, according to Marca. Marca. Which one is Marca again? Is that the Real Madrid or the Barca one?
That's the Real Madrid one.
It's the Real Madrid
Yeah.
one. Who at Real Madrid told you to write this, Marca? Should we check under who wrote this? Oh, Jean Lopetegui is the writer here.
Yeah. The word of the Lord.
Was it Marca that brought out the story that Salah and Ramos had been texting and Salah had said that he could have played on with an injection?
Yeah.
And they asked Salah for the World Cup about it. Salah was like, I've never spoken to Ramos. I don't know who he's texting. He doesn't have my number. And they were like, oh no, but look, it says it in Marca. Ramos could have wrote that himself. That's how close Marca is to Real Madrid. Like, it's...
You just have a tablet up in the player's dressing room.
Oh.
Play about with it, lads.
That's it. Look, Marca's office is in the Bernabeu.
Yeah. Oh, Christ. Has there been any major transfers to talk about?
Just stories linked with people, like with players. It doesn't look like it looks like Mourinho said that he might get a centre half in. So
It's going to be, as we said, is it going to be Toby Alderweireld, or it's going to be?
It's a week tomorrow. Transfer window closes.
That's ridiculous, though. Did they think this through when they all voted for it?
Well, I think it's a good idea. But what needed to happen was UEFA needed to come on board.
They're not going to.
But UEFA didn't.
No.
Because the Spanish clubs, the Italian clubs, the French clubs, none of them came
Do
on
you see
board.
how Italy do it? Italy's domestic transfer window closes the week before the foreign one does. So domestically, clubs can't buy from each other past, say, the 14th of August, and then the 21st of August, the foreign one closes. So they still have a week afterwards to buy foreign players.
That makes probably more sense because
Aye.
I think the point of this was to stop teams weakening other teams after the start of the season.
Exactly. So why not 10th of August, you can no longer buy from each other, but you can still buy from foreign teams and you still sell from foreign teams. So you're not actually weakening your teams to strengthen your opponent. That's a better... I only heard that yesterday and I was thinking, why the fuck did they not do
Seems
that?
simple. Seems
Aye.
simple enough. And someone else has already thought of it, so
Apparently, they've been doing it for ages. Who knew?
there you go. Who knew the Italians were good at organising things?
Hey.
Alright, so I think we're pretty much done. I mean, if you want to hear more about transfer stories, you could just go to Sky Sports or someone actually reputable and look them all up. We've talked like we've
all
all
got one thing.
Well, we forget one thing.
Game this Sunday. Bollocks.
Game this Sunday.
Right, 2 minutes.
Does it even matter? It's a Charity Shield, Community Shield. What do they call it these days? Did they go back to the Charity Shield, or is it still the Community Shield?
I've called it Charity Shield from day one. I don't even know what the fuck they called it anymore.
Doesn't matter.
Mickey Mouse Cup.
Monster Energy Cup. Monster Energy Shield.
But Chelsea City. The game means nothing, but I'm sure Chelsea want that new manager to get off with a nice one. They kind of set the tone. You want to see City get punctured early?
Well, here's the funny thing. Does City have a lot of players yet to come back from the World Cup? And do Chelsea have a lot of players yet to come back from the World Cup? Are they going to be available? Is it going to be a bunch of kids, a bunch of second team players against each other?
I don't think so. I'm just trying to think of their squads here, and I can't think of anybody standing out. But Sterling, so you have nobody tapping from 3 yards.
De Bruyne.
De Bruyne, yeah, it's a big miss. Forgot about De Bruyne. You never forget about De Bruyne, but I have.
So De Bruyne's a big one. Company. I'm sure they've got centre halves. Actually, you know what? Man City bought a centre half. A 21-year-old
John Stones.
Hey, John Stones is going to be away because he was with England.
That's what I'm saying. He's away too. I don't know.
Yeah, it's about that centre half from PS Volo, whose name is not coming to me right now.
Am I mistaken, or is
That's
City's next game, or the first game of the campaign against Arsenal?
That could be.
The new look Arsenal?
Yeah, Arsenal could be very strong. They could surprise a few teams.
It's not a handy 6 point no more. Come back, Wenger.
Always forgiven. Right.
City or Chelsea? Name one. Like, we don't care, but maybe I'll make a prediction.
I'm going to say Man City.
Right, I'm going to say Chelsea.
And I'm going to make a prediction now, Faye. I have my doubts over the coach that Chelsea brought in.
Oh,
Sorry.
that's a big doubt.
I think he had a good season with Napoli. They played really well. But at the same time, a lot of that was Juventus were focusing heavily on the Champions League, kind of let them back in at the end, and then Napoli bottled it anyway. You know, Juventus were kind of like a bully with a kid, you know, just got his hand on their head. Just like, yeah, we'll just keep you back there. Then they got in a bit closer, and then they
Popped them on the balls.
pushed them back a bit again. And once Juventus got back in front again, they never let it go. And it was like they had their chance to win that league.
You see, my only concern with Chelsea, it's not their coach, it is the fact they don't have a Diego Costa / Didier Drogba type
And
finisher.
PSG are interested in N'Golo Kante.
Can they afford him?
PSG?
Yeah.
Yes.
They just spent 156 million buying Mbappe.
Yes, but they're also planning on selling players. Rabiot could be on his way to Barcelona because he's only a year left in his contract. Won't sign a new one.
He's good.
They've said that they want to keep him, but I think he wants to go to Barcelona. So he
sell
could
him
be
now
on his way to
before he
Barcelona.
walks next year.
Yeah, and then they have the money to buy Kante. And you know what? They need a player like Kante because their midfield is kind of a mess anyway.
Yeah, it should.
They have a really talented young Argentinian guy, Lo Celso, who's quality, who, again, another talented Argentinian that should have got more game time at the World Cup. Let's not talk about that. We could, again, whole pod on teams that fucked up the World Cup.
Of Chelsea sell Kante, they are right up shit creek.
Because they've been linked with Vecino at Inter Milan, who's Uruguayan, who can play as a holding midfielder. And why are they linked with him when they have about 8 central midfielders right now?
Bolly Kante in the room, get him to sign.
Well, like if you think about it, right, so if they were to sign Vecino, that would give them Vecino, Jorginho, Kante, Bakayoko, Fabregas,
Bakayoko's going.
Barkley. Oh, Bakayoko's linked with Sevilla because Sevilla sold Nzonzi.
Where's he away?
And Nzonzi is on his way to...
I know Barca wanted him, I know Arsenal wanted him.
No, it's I think he's going to Roma.
Really? Well,
Yeah, I just want to
until I see him in a Roma shirt, God knows where they end up. Probably Barcelona. But look, Chelsea's forward line for the new year: Morata and Giroud. Take a minute to let that sink in. They want to take
Giroud's a
in.
decent player.
Yeah. Would you put him in your fantasy team?
Do you know what?
Long pause. I think no.
I think he's in my... Because I auto-completed it last night without looking. I think he's in it. Although, actually, I don't know why he's in it. Because I picked Firmino. Oh, well, that's right. Because I'm playing... Because you need 3 strikers. But I picked Firmino and Mitrovic. And it put in Giroud as my 3rd striker. Because Salah's listed as a midfielder. So you can have him in midfield. And pick a load of strikers then.
I would say Aubameyang's going to score a bag full this year. I don't know. Someone says that to me.
Could do. How much is he worth though? Is he expensive?
It's probably worth a penny, alright there. I didn't actually look at it. Go to a fantasy team.
Jean-Michel Seri and Ryan Sessegnon are dirt cheap.
Yeah, they're on my team.
They're both about 6 million.
Before I actually go and set up my account, they're on my team. Must actually get on to the boys. And then every week you can hear us scrap about how shit our team's been doing.
Nice. Some of my picks, like Shane Duffy, are just because I like them.
Shane Duffy's in the town, the pub there a few weeks ago.
Oh, was he? Fuck.
Yeah.
That would have been good crack. Yeah, his parents are from here. His dad, I think, is from here.
I'm not going to name drop pubs, but there was one in the town he was in.
There was he's a big boy.
Yes.
Big boy. There was a big argument going on about players from Northern Ireland declaring for the Republic, and he grew up in Derry. Derry. Someone was like, "Oh, how could you let him declare for Ireland?" They were like, "His family's from Donegal. Like his dad is from Donegal. Like you've got no leg to stand on there."
No.
Anyway, let's not get into.
It's good to be back. I'm happy. First
glad
one
you're
down
here,
again.
man. Look, man, we're an
Appreciate
hour
it.
in, and we could keep going.
Oh yeah,
I mean, a quick piss break. refresh my mind on what stories are going on today. And do you know what? We'll do is we'll pick Argentina, Germany, Spain, and we'll just dissect what the fuck do they thinking. In fact, that's what we should call that podcast. What the fuck were they thinking?
Jeez, if you call a podcast that, fuck, you could do 3 or 4 pods a week and some of the shit that goes on.
Just like what?
I like it though.
Lopetegui's gonna sell.
You should get the flowers in the room and let go.
We were wondering what Lopetegui's thinking if he's gonna sell Modric, but then you think, well, he did tell the Spanish FA he took the Real Madrid job 2 days before that. Maybe he's got questionable judgment. Maybe
Maybe he's got a brain injury.
Maybe he was traded with Ramos. He was doing goals in the trading job with Ramos. Someone send him to Boston quick to check him for.
And on that note,
I think we're done. Shouldn't I?
Slamish.